The Tourist.
The Tourist.
The Tourist.
It's beautiful.
More original and
Sophisticated.
With regard to sort of Hollywood standards.
It reminded me of
that kind of Hitchcockian,
Elegant and
Seductive.
glamour.
glamour.
Glamour and...
What it has that I think we haven't seen in a movie for a long time is elegance.
And everyone just looks great.
I was looking to do something completely different after The Lives of Others, and The Tourists really seemed to fit that bill because it was really all about beauty and humor and glamour.
I'm Elise.
I'm Frank.
That's a terrible name.
It's the only one I've got.
Maybe we can find you another.
Okay. What Florian brought to the project, it's all visible and it's all there. I mean, his take on the film was so unique and it had such a great and different angle on it that I was certainly very impressed with that.
He is incredibly fastidious, and it's peculiar because it seems to come out of a place of being really scattered, but in actual fact there's an enormous amount of focus.
You really feel like it is a great intellect, someone who has a sense of absolutely everything, the mise-en-scène, how it needs to be, how it needs to look, and you can see how that translates onto film.
So he is an extraordinarily gifted director of immense powers of imagination and sophistication.
What Florian wanted out of this movie was the elegance of a European movie with two great American movie stars.
I love Florian. I could go on and on about him. And when he spoke about the importance of just something luxurious in cinema and something fun and something exciting for people to watch, like those old classic movies, it seemed like a perfect match.
And action. Venice is a place that has both incredible beauty and glamour, but also has a very dark side. And I just thought it would be fun to combine those two sides in a film that would be full of surprises, just like Venice is full of surprises.
When I first came on, I looked at the plan that had like 3 weeks of shooting in Venice and everything else on stage in England. But the more I looked around, and the more I looked at the locations, it became very obvious that why build sets? It's all here. And so I very much think we've got a movie now that fits the tone of what the script was.
Florian and I had really wanted the film to kind of speak to the beauty of Venice.
All right, grab him.
And Venice, because the whole city essentially is built of brick, which has to do with weight, there is this kind of Venetian red terracotta color that's everywhere. And then you have the contrasting greeny blue of the water and blue of the sky, and that starts to lay out the palette of the world of the film.
Frank! Do you want to come with me?
The Daniele is one of the great hotels of the world and of Venice, and the lobby is spectacular. So we shot the lobby. But Florian and I had this idea that we really wanted to be on the Grand Canal, which is the heart of Venice. And so we scouted a bunch of palazzi and we chose this one called Pisani Moretta, and we used that as the exterior of the Daniele and the interior of the Doge Suite.
Make yourself at home.
John's amazing. We actually walked into the set he built for the hotel, the main suite that we first walk into, and I spent the first 3 days of shooting thinking, God, this is what an amazing hotel room. How did they find this hotel room? And I'd been living in this room that he designed, but he designed it so meticulously that I couldn't tell what was added on, what was adjusted.
This really is a very nice hotel, isn't it?
They think of everything, don't they?
Well, I think that what glamour is has changed with time. So now with this movie, we're trying to take a very old place, but use it as a background for contemporary design and contemporary pieces. So it's a blend of old world and new world together, which helps create an elegant palette. And with the costumes, I simplified the lines and did a more classic take on fashion as opposed to the latest, greatest trends and brightest colors.
You like the suit? You paid for it. Colleen Atwood is miraculous in terms of her take on the character, first and foremost. I mean, she understands the character, and then the fact that she can connect that with colors and fabric and textures. And, I mean, Colleen is a genius.
I think it's been many years since an audience is going to see a movie where they're going to look at the leading lady and just how gorgeous and beautiful and seductive, and you know, in every scene she's dressed how she should be dressed for that scene, and the clothes were very important. And Colleen's one of the best in the business.
We really wanted to create something separate from Angelina that was another character that she owned, and we really wanted to present a woman as a lady, but also that a woman could be feminine and powerful at the same time.
You're ravenous.
Do you mean ravishing?
I do.
With her, I used a lot of light colors because the backgrounds can be quite moody, and rather than putting her continually in a dark palette, I wanted to lighten her character up a bit with light colors and sort of the richness of all those ivories and rich colors against each other. Whereas his palette is more classic gray suit, white shirt, dark tie that I think goes through time and holds up very well with time, like North by Northwest. I mean, you can't beat that look.
What we've tried to do is have a modern story in a timeless setting, and it plays with the fantasy of being in this magnificent place, but with these very real, sexy people.
How was your night in the hotel? She's quite something.
Angelina Jolie is an extraordinary phenomenon, actually. There are very, very few stars who become kind of iconic factors in the era through which they're living.
She's got all the elegance in the world, you know, she's transformed this character back to the movies of the golden era.
She's very beautiful, she's very well dressed, she's very elegant, so she hasn't felt the need in any way to reduce her own femininity in order to get people to take her seriously.
She contains that female archetype of assertiveness, strength, combined with femininity. And that's a wonderful thing to see.
You're very beautiful, Elise.
What I want this film to be a showcase for Angelina's glorious beauty and elegance and sophistication.
Invite me to dinner, Frank.
Would you like to have dinner?
Women don't like questions.
And for Johnny's incredible sense of humor and just innocent charm.
I'm having dinner. If you'd care to join me.
Johnny, I think, has always played very unique characters, and I think he's always, in pretty much every film he's done, he's likable. And I think that kindness and that fun comes across in anything he does.
You know, he's fun, he's exciting, he's sexy, he's hysterical.
This is more of a traditional leading man for him, but he is bringing a real charm to it.
There are certain actors who have the ability to play ordinary fascinatingly, so that you have this sense of an ordinary man who is trapped in an extraordinary situation. And that, I think, is what we have in Johnny Depp.
Why is everyone trying to kill me?
It's because I kissed you.
I must say, those two are magic. They would just got such a good feeling with each other. I mean, oh, they're both great.
You know, I would really want people to go out of this film and say, I've never seen Angelina this mesmerizing, and I was never so charmed by Johnny Depp.
I don't regret it, you know. Kissing you.
I think the film is beautiful to look at, and so the challenge for any score is to find its voice that you can associate uniquely to that particular movie. But the film already had a very crisp, elegant quality to it, and I just tried to connect with that.
The great thing is that James Newton Howard had a very immediate connection to this film.
Well, you know, we talked about the richness of the setting, the idea that the movie is, for the most part, set in Venice, and the sort of rich romantic overtones of it. And I found that the music that I ended up writing for Venice, more than anything, just tends to make people smile.
He's writing a score that, you know, everybody is feeling is pretty much his best score.
You wish to report a murder.
Attempted murder.
That's not so serious.
Not when you downgrade it from murder. But when you upgrade it from room service, it's quite serious.
It was an incredibly fun adventure.
And it's both challenging and exciting to try to put that journey together.
In a film that is
jam-packed with
suspense,
mystery,
and a great deal of tension.
And never talk to a beautiful woman on a train.